Hi guys, Bolt here once again. We're looking at round 2 between Under the Sea and Rommel. Now today we are playing with, or looking at different divisions. So we have Under the Sea playing as the first Pidgeys. Whatever. There's a deck code in the description, go check it out. He's playing Maverick, and we have Rommel playing the first Valshamigr. Valshamigr on this map is super strong, so I hope Rommel learned and pushes the flanks. If not, we're gonna have to talk then, Rommel. If you don't push for the flanks this time with the first Valshamigr, there are some problems. So let's just speed up, go towards the beginning, and we'll go over the unit composition and see what both players are bringing to the battlefield. I am actually thoroughly enjoying these series, and if you guys are as well, please do like this video and, you know, consider subscribing and checking out the Patreon page, because all of these videos I post on Patreon, or actually send all of you on Discord, so you can check it out before I actually release it. Now, Under the Sea in the north has PTRS squads, some flamethrower units, some Sapri units, some NKVD, so police units, and he has a lot of Strelickies, EA-10Ms, carriers, T-70s, and T-34E. That is a buttload of shit going to the far north. Excuse my language. We got more PTRSs and more flamethrowers going to the town to defend. And on the hill we have machine guns, AT infantry, and more machine guns trying to basically set up defensive positions. In the far south we have a PTR, Sapris, Strelickies, and carrier going to the hill. Now on Farid's side we have flamethrower units, Stoßtruppen, 3 of those. They're actually spreading between the hill and the town. Rommel, you're making a mistake once again. In the middle we have flamethrowers, MGs, AT gun, and Jaegers, MG34s, Fuhrer squads, and an 88. That's a big girthy AA gun right there. Flamethrowers, MG34s, another AT, and a bunch of Jaegers and a Pack 40. And we have Stoßtruppen and Jaeger teams going to the north. So that is not too bad. But again, very interesting choice of you know, where to put units. It seems like both players, no, in this case Under the Sea is really going heavy on the flanks. Rommel again is going really to the middle, and I just don't think that's a good idea. I would honestly just defend here and here, push for the flanks, and once you got that, you know, push for these positions there, push for these positions there. But that is just me. So probably nothing is going to happen in the middle and or the far south. We have PTRS squads about to wreck an entire vehicle full of infantry. I really dislike that this is the thing. That's a broken mechanic, but there's not much that Yuja will do against that, unfortunately. Now we're seeing a lot of action on the middle. Under the Sea moved up a lot of infantry. It looks like he's going to go for the forest position. And Rommel, again, has kind of the same setup here with an LG42. So there's an assault gun, or a, I would call it an infantry gun, I would call it. It is an infantry gun, but it just got wrecked by the machine guns. In the south, not much is happening. In the middle, south, not much is happening. Far north, absolutely getting overrun by Under the Sea's units. This guy is not going to have a good time. Also, that is loud as hell. And poor Stoßtruppen. This is... and there's so many units right there. That is what I like seeing. Like, look at this. There's nothing happening here. Like, Rommel has the points, sure, but he can't push. He won't push. No one in his right mind will push over this hill after taking this position. But these units are basically, they're out of the game. They're not part of the game anymore. Neither are these guys. That's why you need to push for the flanks. T-17, together with all of the infantry on the planet, with 3 machine guns per squad, are just tearing through these Jaegers. The funny thing is, when this game first released, the half-tracks were the go-to AA guns. The 50 cals were so powerful. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So just from the front line, we can already tell if we were under the sea, right? You can already tell he can push up all the way there, and that he probably does not have much in this forest, otherwise the front line would push up more. You can tell that Rommel just does not have anything in general on the left, but most of it is consolidated to the hill. Like, the front line gives you so much information, it is kind of crazy. M3s are just rushing over Rommel's units there. Very well played by Under the Sea there. Rommel tries to push up on the other flank, but that is kind of a desperate push. And I would have honestly just held this position. But you know, hindsight is always 20/20. Maybe I would have done even worse. IL-2 surviving 2 shots to the face by the 88. Somehow 88s are just not killing, dude. Yep. I wish 88s did more damage than this. They're more of a doorstop than you know, than a solution. They just stop the planes from dropping their stuff. They don't really kill. For that, you need autocannons. And also, an interesting fact: technically, an 88 is a single-shot rifle. It's just a big rifle, dude. Now we do have some more Fallschirmjäger being called in for the south. One to stop his front line from penetrating all the way to the spawn and repeat that last game's mistake, and another one to reinforce the south. Now in the middle, yes, Rommel does have a good position, but again, this flank, I don't know, man. I don't know if he can hold that flank. He actually did something I wouldn't expect him to do, which is to move over to open field. He does have the LG-42 and the 88 here to support him. So with that, he did make this machine gun fall back. And he has another Jaeger squad to move up, but that PTRS will destroy it, so luckily he does unload before that happens. IL-2 coming in, will the 88 stun it before? It's gonna need like at least one more shot. He did. That is extremely lucky. One thing that I really respect about the 88s is how accurately the Germans used them. It's sick. Even like the squads that were manning the lights, like the spotlights, they had an entire system. It's quite incredible. Now in the north is basically 70 or 80% of all of Under the Sea's units, and he is definitely trying to expand up. So because he has this flank, what he can do is he can now basically flood over the middle by using this flank as a strong point. So he can basically close this gap here, and then level the front line again, and then push further on the flank, and then repeat. We can basically go wave after wave and clean up that front line. We see some desperate air-to-ground gun runs by fighters. Now Fallschirmjägers are doing pretty good with their double MG34s. But they don't really have anything to deal with this carrier at the moment. Now back to the north. What happened to that Tiger? I think I missed the Tiger being destroyed. Oh yeah, there it is. He got wrecked by something. I'm not quite sure what would have killed it. Probably an airplane? It must have been an airplane. Either an airplane or a really lucky tank that got into that forest there. Now right now Under the Sea has 14 conquest points versus Rommel's 10. And this push by Rommel is not going to change anything. It's gonna be easily pincer moved. You see Under the Sea moving up a T-34, and Under the Sea also has some infantry here to stop this. And there's no way Rommel can hold that position. I'm wondering why no one is calling in any units except Under the Sea. I think Rommel just put all of his points in aircraft. I am very confused right now. Pack 40 somehow missing twice at like 900 meters. Unlucky shots there. RNG is definitely not on the side of Rommel today. See a fresh push by T-70, and this is exactly what I meant. So once you have this flank, now you can move on this, focus on this part, and then you can move on this part, then you can move on this part. So you can basically use this flank to sweep all over the front line, because everything that is positioned here is positioned in a way to deal with units coming up from the front. They're not positioned in a way to deal with units coming up from the flank. For example, this LG can only see to the front. This Pack 40 is positioned quite well. But other than that, nothing else can really help these units if something attacks from here. Versus T-34. Dang. Okay, that's gotta hurt. That's basically a tiger right there. A really accurate tiger. I once heard a story about this guy talking to his grandpa, who was fighting the Germans, and he asked him a question about the MG42. Like, he asked him how that was like, and the grandpa just said, avoid. Just avoid. Nothing, he didn't say anything. The LG is doing some work. 10 rounds per minute at 2,000 meters range. That's really good. Now, Rommel did kind of stabilize it, but there's a fresh push by Under the Sea to the now southern flank, and Under the Sea definitely knows what's up. He is not focusing too much on the middle, he's containing the middle, and he's taking over the flanks. Oh no. We're gonna see some Katusha versus 88 action here. That's painful. Yep, this flag is gone. These Fallschirmjägers are good in defensive position, not so much out in the open. I mean, they're still good, but not against all of these units. 88 just got Katusha. We kind of missed that. I should have maybe paid attention to this, but he's actually survived. IL-2 coming in. Yeah, that is definitely taking that out. Or is it? It's not going for the 88. Wow, LG survived that as well. Now Under the Sea paused his attack. I'm not quite sure for what. There's a few more units moving to the front line, but he basically has his conquest point taken over. In terms of map control. Oh, here we go. This Jaeger squad is going to get deleted here in a second. And there goes the flag. And that puts Under the Sea at 15 conquest points. And he has just taken over this forest as well. Again, good bombing run, but it's not gonna do much. Oh wow. Arguably one of my favorite units in this game. I really like the Chaosmourne. It's such a good unit, dude. That 88mm is nuts. Now 60 minutes have elapsed. We got 60 minutes until Under the Sea wins round 2. If he wins. I don't know if Rommel can make a comeback. It doesn't really look good. It's pushing these flanks back and taking them again is really difficult. Props for trying though. Oh no. More tanks coming up. Under the Sea with his first Pichoti, however you pronounce it, has a lot of these light tanks, and they're good enough to fight against an infantry division. 88 is completely out of HE shells, amazingly. That thing put in some work. Eugen, why can't you fix this? Why does the PTR squad destroy 10 dudes? With one shot to the engine block. I don't know why they ever thought that was a good idea. So broken. That's why people are using them in the front line, like in really fast vehicles. They just move them up, unload them, and just take out like 200 points worth of units. There goes the Pupkin. Enemy ME410 coming in for another bombing run. Somehow, Under the Sea has... Okay, I was gonna say, only 13 conquest points. It's mainly because he lost this position right here. Now this flag is being contested, but let's be honest here, Under the Sea definitely has that under control. No pun intended. Now we got the T-34s coming in. There's a beast of a gun here. Even the logo just looks cool. Now, I wonder if he has any AT guns left. Like, we did see a Pumpkin there. Ooh, he does call in a Tiger. That's interesting. But an AT gun here would have done wonders. Like right there, to cut off anything that tries to go down here. It's actually just an overall good position, because you can fire on top of this platform. Tiger E coming in. Could do some damage. But against all these infantry units, that's not really a good idea. And Under the Sea makes the right move and moves his tanks out of the way. And if he does get these tanks into the flank of the Tiger E, that's going to be pretty much game over for the Tiger. However sad that might sound. Now we see some Sturm Pioneers moving up to the north. Jaegers suppressing the Strelikies. Bombing run on T-34s, okay. Jaegers are just caught out in the open. It's really not good. PTRD squads already. They can get a lot of critical hits. That one bounced. Oh, it's bouncing all of them so far. Oh, T-34 is... No, what hit him? Something else hit the tank. T-34 is trying to get some flank shots on him. If the PTR-D gets a booty shot, that could be the end of the tank. ME410 coming in once again for another bombing run, right on top of the T-34. Cluster bomber coming in, there goes the Tiger E, I guess. I was making that same face that the dude makes in the house. The pain face. Yeah, with that Tiger E, there's nothing to stop this push. It's unfortunate to see that the same thing happened that happened on the last map or match. Exactly the same thing. The flanks got overrun. And then you just can't stop it. Doesn't matter how many units you have in the middle. Because right now he's fighting three fronts. Like here, there's basically two fronts right here. From here and here. You have the middle front, which is really far into the map. And then he has another two that he needs to cover. Whereas for Under the Sea, basically has just one front. Definitely pusher's advantage. Mortars doing their best. Try to turn the tide. But I also like about Under the Sea's gameplay is the combined arms. So he has infantry, he has tanks, he has artillery, he has like AT infantry, he has disheartened infantry, he has anti-infantry infantry, you name it. Really good unit composition. That's a lot of things. Don't know if that's necessary, but it's a lot of things. T-34 just got clapped by a Pack 40, you'd love to see it. Well, there's about 2 minutes left here, so we can already kind of guess what happens. Pack 40 wrecked. Will we see some cool dogfights? Oops. No, no dogfights? Oh, maybe. I think the Yak is faster. Is it? I'm not quite sure. Exactly doing what I would do. He has the flank, now he can wipe out the middle. Look at that. Just pummeling through, man. Minor victory, but a major victory for Under the Sea, I would say. There's the team stats, the kill list here. IL-2 killed that tiger. I think that was the first tiger that we saw. It might have been the second one, I'm not quite sure. And here's the losses. Quite a lot of losses to aircraft and LGs. What did the 88 kill? A T-34 and infantry. Funny enough, not a single airplane. And there's the experience. That was it, guys. That was the 2 out of 2 battle versus Under the Sea and Rommel. So now we're actually past the first battles in this tournament. We're down to the next kind of phase. So we're gonna look at the winners and see how they play against each other. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys back soon. Take care.